started this morning with a place called 911. They showed up, tried to gain access to the house, realized that there'd been a fire set called Rural Metro, and it just escalated from there from Rural Metro to TBI, the whole, everybody that's involved showing up on scene.
Were you the one who made that call?
Yes.
And did you just see smoke, or what did you see?
No, I received a letter in my mailbox from the deceased.
What did it say?
Just said that by now you probably know that we're deceased. So.
Were you good friends with them, or?
Yeah, it's my neighbor. Yeah. I took care of them, you know, when they needed something or whatever, and it's just, you know, it's unexpected when it's in your own neighborhood. It happens, and I'm sure it'll last, but...
Are they unhappy, or?
I don't know. He's had some health issues over the last couple of years. He's had some leg amputations, and, the note that I found said something to the extent of not having nobody to help him move, so I don't know if they were losing their home, or what was getting ready to take place, or whatever. I'm not, I don't know, and it's none of my business. I'm just, we can all assume a lot of things, but, they did what they chose to do, and we have to live with it.
So tell me about this couple. I mean, what were they like?
Well, they stuck to themselves. They didn't bother nobody. They, they were late outs. They, I said they never bothered me or anybody else around here. Here as of late, there's been a few arguments going on in the last couple of weeks by what was in the packet that was left to me. It's been planned for probably working on for the last week or so. I talked to him Sunday before I went motorcycle riding. He seemed fine. As he come up the hill, I seen him taking pictures of his house, so I assumed it was part of what was on the paper of what was in my little packet that I got that I turned over to the Knox County Sheriff's Department.
So so they left you a note. What did they ask you to do?
Nothing, just kind of saying, that they've done what they've done, and instructions with a bunch of names and telephone numbers and who was to get what and what I could have, what I couldn't have. That's things of this sort.
Was there anything else in that packet?
Just saying that it was him and her, and they had like 8 cats and a couple birds, and that they all wanted to be buried together. And,
So do you think that big suicide for both of them, or?
Well, I think it's probably more him than her. Because she was a follower and he was a leader, by what I've seen when I'm around. So it's basically, if he said jump, she probably jumped. But that's all speculation. So
yeah,
but that's.
And would you ever think that this couple would have done that?
No. We talked about different gun shows, guns, ammunition, just things he'd see on the internet about what's going on with the world and just today's society, and how bad things are getting for everybody, and just things of this sort. But do any of us really expect it from anybody? You don't never know where someone's mindset is. So, I do lawn care and maintenance care and different things. And I take care of him when he would call to mow or whatever. And, he called me last week or week before. His daughter come in from Kentucky, and he said she was coming, which was strange to me because I'd never heard anything about a daughter. So I don't know if this is part of the plan thing that just has happened or what, but he left contact names and numbers from different aunts to different people to contact and stuff.
When did you see him last?
Sunday was last day I seen him.
Did you ever act strangely before or anything?
Yeah, Jesse would, he'd talk off the wall sometimes about having more clearance than the President of the United States. He's worked in the White House with different senators and different things, and he had privileges to this and that. And, I just always took it with a grain of salt and blew it off, just like most anybody did. I took it as a tall tale, basically. Well, I just think he was in his own little fantasy world. He'd talk to you just normal as I'm talking to you right now. And he would say it. If he was protective of his yard or something, somebody get in his yard, he'd holler to some of the kids, hey, get out of the yard, stay out of my yard, it's my property, and things like this. But he never seen once being threat of any guns or any violence or anything of this sort. So
he own any guns that you know of?
I'm sure he did. I don't know how many. We talked guns. He acted like he had plenty of guns and ammo and rifles and stuff in the house, but I never got that deeply into the conversation with him.
Never heard a gunshot or anything
No,
like that?
no, not at all. That's the reason when the letter said, he left me a box of ammunition and stuff in the backyard, I was kind of thought, well, that's kind of odd, but which I know I'm not going to get and don't want anyway, but I just thought, well, that's kind of strange. But, so there's no telling what they're finding in the house. I mean, y'all seeing it just like I'm seeing it. So
You know what he used to do or anything?
I don't know. He's claimed he's been in the Korean War and all this kind of stuff, but I don't know. I don't know none of his background history. I know maybe when the detective was doing a call in, nothing showed up that I'm aware of by what I overheard.
But they had some problems while they were.
Well, him and her had been arguing some. I'd heard it to other couple within the last 5 days. I think I heard them screaming at each other. My neighbor up the street had heard them arguing probably for hours one day, but and other than that, I hadn't heard a peep out of them.
Was it an abusive relationship or just
No, I never seen no signs of no abuse or anything of this sort. They come and went. And, she'd have to drive him around, and they was always kind of making jokes with me at all times. So, I mean, how they were with someone else, I couldn't tell you.